I'm really concerned about the state of AI today. And I don't mean AI safety or ethics. As the leader of a company helping enterprises with innovation done right, I've had a front row seat to some of the most advanced AI implementations in business. And it is from that point of view I'm telling you that most AI projects are still stuck in a lab today. And there's not been enough progress at helping it evolve to live up to its promise. According to Forbes, 91% of enterprises are investing in AI. But only 26% of those projects have actually made it outside of a lab. And less than 1% of AI is actually generating ROI today. This is a crisis, my friends. Think about it. Even the most advanced AI today is a useful assistant at best. Let that sink in. The best AI is a useful assistant. ChatGPT, Tesla FSD. Name your favorite AI. Is it more than a useful assistant? These buzzwords up there represent some of the most remarkable advancements that we've seen in AI in recent times. But yet, most AI is struggling to deliver on its promise. That is because there's a secret ingredient that's been missing from the current AI equation. But before I can tell you about it, let me tell you how I got from there to here today. My journey with AI began back in 2018. I had a dream of the world's first completely touch-free door-opening robot, and powered by AI. And around this time, I was actually building my company Techolution, and we were earning a reputation for being the best at delivering innovation at a fixed price for enterprises. Building a small door robot with the most advanced AI on the edge with very limited compute, a semiconductor, believe it or not, actually a microprocessor, sorry, was very, very difficult. And I thought that building the hardware part of the doorbot was going to be the hardest part. But as it turns out, building the AI was even harder. And even though we had some of the best machine learning engineers and data scientists on staff, our doorbot AI was failing, and the other AI projects we had taken on as a consulting company was failing. So it was time to roll up my sleeves and take on Mission Impossible. I got back to engineering after many, many years, and it was during this experience that I discovered the secret ingredient for AI. And within 6 months of this breakthrough, we went on to deliver several major AI wins for various customers across industries such as healthcare, retail, finance, you name it. And it is during this experience of all these failures that I'm reminded of a quote from my book that we'll be releasing later this year. I'm actually grateful for all of my early failures in AI because it taught me some very important lessons at an impeccable timing that now allows me to share with you my 5 secrets so that you can make your own leap from lab-grade AI to real-world AI. Let's get into it. AI secret number 1. There's more hype around AI than reality. When in doubt, always remember this. When I got my hands on the Tesla full self-driving, that's when I realized that there's nothing autonomous about it. And that led me to understand that there is no general purpose AI out there that will solve your business problems out of the box. So, be skeptical of any big tech or SaaS companies trying to sell you an API that will solve all your AI problems out of the box. If it's built for everybody, it works for nobody. As a famous CTO said once, he's going to be here soon. So the Pareto principle applies here, right? Any big tech API or SaaS AI you're going to use will probably solve for about 80% of your business problems. But the last 20% of fine-tuning to actually make it work for your business is actually the hardest part. And AI secret number 2 holds the answer on how to solve for that. So what you must do is only focus on specific purpose AI for your business. It's a lot more achievable and more likely to give you ROI. Now, for example, instead of trying to build a customer service AI for an entire industry, you need to start by building the best customer service AI for your company, perhaps even for a specific business function in your company, and then you build up from there. Now, before you get started with building your specific purpose AI, you need to know about AI secret number 3, and that is there are 4 categories of AI in this world. Category number 1 is lab-grade AI. It excels in the lab, but it lacks the accuracy and the consistency when deployed in the field to be useful. However, all AI must begin in a lab, and only with extensive learning, it's going to eventually make it to the second category of AI, and that's assistant-grade AI. At this point, it's a useful assistant to an expert in the field, but it can't do the job on its own yet. Assistant-grade AI is the rite of passage that all AI must go through, and only those who get this right are going to make it to where everybody wants to be with AI, and that is real-world AI. Now, your AI is performing pretty autonomously and generating profits at scale for your business, except for the occasional trip-ups. And when you get this right, we're going to get into that in a little bit, then you make it to the 4th and final category of AI, and that is autonomous grade AI. Your AI is performing as good as a domain expert on its own. It's basically the holy grail of AI that we all look forward to. So, the number of iterations that you need to get through each one of these categories of AI is fixed for any given skill. But what's in your control is the speed and effectiveness of the iterations, and this can be achieved, this can be accelerated, actually, by doing AI right. As my marketing team would like for me to tell you today, the AI platform that we've developed is going to solve all your AI problems. But don't worry, I'm going to keep it real. As great as RLEF AI, that's the name of our platform, is, on its own, it is not going to get you the wins that you need until you pair it with AI secret number 4. All right, so you must assemble a holistic AI center of excellence. I submit to you that AI is not data science, nor AI is machine learning. Sorry, data scientists, ML engineers. While these are very important foundational skills that you're going to need to build any AI, it's not enough. So currently, most of you have data scientists and ML engineers on your team, right? Most organizations have that. But what's been missing from the current AI equation are these 4 superheroes. Okay, now we're going to dive deeper into the 6 core members that make up an AI Center of Excellence. If you want to build anything more than advanced analytics, you're going to need a product owner, equipped with the right process and the right practices. You're going to need a UX expert. But we can get more into that later. And domain experts, what are those, right? We're not going to have time to go one by one in this meeting, but if you'd like to learn more about how to set up your Center of Excellence, please feel free to reach out. Now, to recap, the 4 secrets that we've covered so far are very important, but they won't be enough to deliver the win without AI secret number 5. This actually is the most important one, and it happens to be the secret ingredient, and that is RLEF. This concept was working out so well for us, and it was helping us delivering so many wins. I had to think of a term that will be easy to remember. So since I coined the term RLEF recently, Now I'm going to have to tell you what it means. Reinforcement learning with expert feedback. So who else has been talking about RLEF recently? Greg Brockman, co-founder of ChatGPT. Now, as smart as Greg is, you're probably wondering, why should you care about RLEF? To answer that, we must go back to the lab where we started. So your AI is going through extensive machine learning iterations. And just like a university student, it's going to have to pass through the rigorous lab projects based on the data sets that it's exposed to, carefully curated by your data scientists. And all of the book literature that it's been exposed to, it's going to have to learn that before it can become useful. And that can take a long, long time. And time is something you do not have anymore because the AI race is on. That's why you must get to the assistant-grade AI paired up with right RLEF strategy as early as possible. So, how do you do this? You build a useful assistant, get it out in front of your domain experts as early as possible, and that's going to give you AI the exposure that it needs from the real-world scenarios that it would never get in the lab, no matter what you do. And because you're being useful to the domain experts who are the only one with that knowledge, in return, they'll happily correct the mistakes that your AI is going to make at this stage based on the real-world situations that it's never seen. And only when you get this useful assistant RLEF strategy right, you'll make it to where we all want to be, real-world AI. So what's happening now? Your AI is performing as good autonomously at the level as, let's say, a mid-skill employee in the field, right? But occasionally, under some advanced scenarios, it's going to trip up, and it's going to need the critical correction from the domain experts in order for it to be able to exist in the real world. So now, you pair it up with the domain expert, and you need to take care of this dynamic between your AI and domain expert, and effectively, you need to build what I call AI integrity. And when you build your AI integrity awareness right at the stage, you make it to the holy grail of AI. It's performing like a pro on its own, so you can cut the cord with the domain expert and let them play golf all day long. Now you would have achieved the promise of AI, which is next-level profits for your enterprise while doing more good for your customers faster. The only one thing you need to worry about now is AI singularity, because you don't want to lose your jobs. Other people's jobs are okay, but yours, you must protect, right? All right, let's bring this back to building the enterprise of tomorrow with AI. For that, I'd like to call my friend, CTO of Techolution, Tim D'Alessio, to give you 5 practical use cases of AI.
Thanks, Love. So I'm going to channel my inner Casey Kasem here, and I'm going to give you 5 practical use cases that you could bring back to your enterprise right away. First one on the list, number 5, Business Intelligence GPT. So as business leaders, you need more intelligence, not more data, and definitely not more reports. Imagine an interface which you can type your critical business questions in and get the answers right away. It's conversational, it understands your context, and you can dive down as deep as you need to go to get the answers that you care about. Now let's take this same exact concept, and we could apply it functionally across your organization to any department. For example, we did it in HR. Our employees can ask questions and get an immediate response. Everyone is looking for a way to implement GPT and LLMs in their organization, but this is a pretty good start. I would take it back, start looking for places where you're already under a labor crunch and go from there. I guarantee, though, the first question they'll ask you, though, when you get back is my data secure? And the answer is always, it depends. But in this particular case, rest assured, your IP and your data can be set up in such a way so that it is safe and secure. Let's move right along. Number 4. This is the chatbot killer, customer service AI. So I'd love to know who in the audience likes chatbots. I see 1 or 2 hands. That's about it. Everybody hates them, right? Who likes them? It's in the name, right? Who wants to talk to a bot? So what I offer you as a solution to that, let's take your best CSR, your best customer service rep that you have. Let's pair them with an RLEF strategy, and within 3 months, you can have an autonomous-grade customer service AI that can start answering questions from your customers directly. No more worrying about when people are going to quit, and no more really giving them raises. So let's move to number 3. This is physical labor AI. So physical labor AI, what does that mean? That seems crazy. So what I call physical labor AI is basically combining computer vision, ChatGPT, and robotics into a central piece. You give a camera to a robot so that it can see, can help identify items. You have a ChatGPT interface so that people can communicate with the robot, give it commands, and then the robotic arm to actually perform the functions. So you don't believe this exists? We actually have this at our booth. If you're nice enough to Alice, who you saw in the beginning, she might serve you a drink out of our fridge. So this can be better articulated in the number 2 use case, which is dynamic, high-precision quality control with small batch sizes. I mean, that was a lot of words. Like, if you understood that, you're actually paying attention. Now, this is nothing new. Robotics has been used for a long time in being able to detect anomalies. So we worked with what is really required now is a way that you can have dynamic, being able to detect multiple defects in very high levels of precision. For example, a medical device organization, we helped them reduce their quality control time from 2 minutes and 30 seconds down to 5 seconds per screw with the precision of 1/100th of a millimeter using cameras. I think that's pretty cool. So the number 1 use case, I am going to go to my friend, Casey Kasem.
Thanks, Tim, and a warm welcome to all you groovy AI4 attendees out there. This is Casey Kasem, coming at you from the cloud. We've made it to the top of our AI countdown. Coming in at number 1, Autonomous Inventory AI. And here's Tim to tell you all about it.
Thanks, Casey. This is by far the biggest use case I've seen across all industries. Imagine a nurse walking into a medical closet for immediate surgery that they need to perform, looking for, let's say, a catheter, not being able to find it. I mean, this is a real-world problem that exists. We're working on solutions that will not only tell you where the item is, but actually deliver it back to you. Now, I know, looking at this crowd, not everybody needs a catheter, so let me give you a little bit more real-world situation here. In retail, it's not necessarily about saving lives, but potentially saving the planet and helping reduce costs at the same time. During COVID, we worked with a convenience store chain that saw a huge increase in supply chain costs, as well as labor shortages. We helped them cut spoilage by over 50% while saving the planet and reducing their overall costs. And if you don't believe me,
now I'd say over
here's
the
my
last
customers.
8 weeks, it's really been working effectively, and looking at our spoilage percentage, and it's been cut in half, and I'm shocked by how effective it's actually been. So, I was turned from a doubter into a believer right now. So,
Well, now there's only one question that remains. What happened to the doorbot? Why don't we hear from our first doorbot customer directly? Door open. Wow. Do you like the robot?
Yeah, he's a friendly robot.
Yeah. Why do you like him?
Because he's good.
And
Good boy.
Wow, that's priceless. In tech, fads come and go every few months. But once every few years, we get to see meaningful evolution. But only once or twice in our lifetime, we're going to see game-changing technologies. And right now, the AI party is starting to feel like 1999, when the computers and the internet was coming to the world. How many of you are old enough to remember? Yeah, awesome. Well, just like in 1999, I predict that 5 years from now, the world is going to look very different because of AI. So now that you know what to do and not do with AI, what is your next move going to be? Are you going to wait and see what happens and get disrupted? Or are you going to make your move now and be a disruptor? I suggest when you get back home, let's all roll up our sleeves and deliver on the promise of AI one sprint at a time. That's because those who get AI done right now are going to make the next level change that enterprises need. You're going to deliver the next level of success. You're going to accelerate your career. And most importantly, you're going to make your influence on what the future of AI looks like so that we can leave a better version of the future for the next generation. Let's do AI right. Thank you.